Hi, my name is Sarah Shutt, and this is my NUN Global Experience. Throughout high school, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do after I graduated. I had always wanted to take a gap year, but I knew that taking further academics was also important. I applied to schools all over the US and the UK, but nothing really clicked. When I got my acceptance to the NUN program, there were no questions asked. It seemed that the obvious choice was to spend my first semester of college in Greece. After a summer full of traveling around the world with my friends and family to Malta, France, and South Africa, I packed up the last of my summer clothes, said goodbye to my family, my dogs, and the city I called home for 8 years, and took my one-way ticket to Thessaloniki. On the flight, I wasn't nervous at all. This was exactly the change that I was hoping for, and what better place to step out of your comfort zone than Greece. I fell in love with Queen Olga Hotel when I saw my view from the balcony and decorated my room to make it feel more like home. My roommate Margot was late to arrive, so I spent all day making the room feel as cozy as possible. We spent the entire first night talking to our neighbors Nina and Jasmine about the journey ahead of us and getting a taste for the nightlife in Thessaloniki. From getting drinks on a pirate ship to trying marinated octopus for the first time, we bonded over new experiences and look forward to having even more memories together. Stepping onto the ACT campus was surreal. Out of all of the colleges I had visited, it was one of the most beautiful campuses in the running. The academic lifestyle was laid back, and my professors were some of the coolest people I met while I was here. All of my classes were related to Greek history or culture, so I was lucky enough to be able to go on some amazing field trips around the city, including the Hagia Sophia and the Church of St. Demetrius. Once a week, we had our Global Experiences class where we would reflect on our role in the community, locally and globally. Part of our GE class was completing service learning projects consisting of volunteer work around the city under the urban planning and community improvement theme. We did several projects around the community, including a vineyard care at the municipal vineyard, planting erosion-preventing flowers at a local park, making arts and crafts for a Christmas bazaar that helps the orphans of Thessaloniki, and graffiti cleanup around the center. I had so much fun giving back to the community and seeing the direct improvements from our help. Every weekend here was another opportunity to travel. In Halkidiki, we saw the monasteries and said hello to some dolphins following our boat. We spent the evening having drinks on the beach and watching one of the most beautiful sunsets of the entire trip. That night, we had a beach party and spent the next day recovering in the sun and going tubing. Next stop was a weekend in Paphos with Nina and Margot. Cyprus was beautiful. It was great to have some girl time and explore everything that the island had to offer, including the frozen drinks and picturesque sunsets. One of my favorite trips was to Ioannina to visit the caves. It was amazing to experience the natural wonders found in Greece after hearing so much about them. The best part of the trip was getting to stay at a 5-star hotel with free bathrobes. From Ioannina, we took a bus to Meteora. Despite the hundreds of stairs, it was easily one of the most spectacular views I have ever seen. The monasteries looked as though they were suspended in the air. I lit a beeswax candle at the church and wrote down my name to be blessed during Mass. The energy there was memorably peaceful, and I would love to go back there again one day. Our last NUN organized trip was to Athens. It was amazing to see all of the artifacts and sculptures that I had studied in class preserved in an exhibit. We woke up to go see the Olympic Stadium, the Acropolis, and the ancient Agora. The Parthenon and Erectophon exceeded all of my expectations. I was blown away at the size and the quality of the architectural remains. By Sunday, we found ourselves in Delphi at the Sanctuary of Apollo. Hearing about the influence that Greek mythology had on history of the mountain was fascinating, and I was grateful to be able to see some of my favorite sculptures in the Archaeological Museum on site. My last weekend away was spent in Amsterdam with some of my best friends from the trip. We had an amazing 3 days, wandering along the canals and enjoying the Christmas lights. We visited markets, museums, landmarks, and of course, coffee shops. As I count down my final days in Thessaloniki, I can barely keep track of all of the memories. I didn't have any expectations for what I would take away from this trip, but even if I did, I would never have been able to imagine half of the good times that I've had here. I met some of my closest friends at Queen Olga, and since then I have been able to travel all around Europe with them. I will miss hearing some of the odd noises emerge on the 7th floor and the late-night heated political discussions with my roommate. I'm even going to miss my across-the-hall mate and his morning music beat.
Because every time we touch, I have no shirts. What the fuck?
Above all else, what I will miss the most is evenings on the boardwalk watching the sunset with my closest friends. We shared so many laughs together and made so many memories. Thessaloniki's boardwalk will always have a special place in my heart, and I will always cherish the nights that the sunset reminded me how beautiful the world still is. I'm sad to say goodbye to Greece, but I look forward to getting accustomed to life in Boston. Until next time, Yassas Thessaloniki.